Welcome to You Have Real Estate with attorney Justin Clark.
Welcome to You Have Real Estate with me, attorney Justin Clark. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, seasoned investor, or looking to sell your home, this next 30 minutes is designed for you. Think of it like hitting multiple open houses, all from your living room, with my attorney advice throughout the way. If you have any questions whatsoever throughout the show, we have people standing by right now, 407-205-0400. You can also reach out to me through the website, youhavepower.com. That's youhavepower.com. We're going to have great interviews with two very special real estate agents today. But first, before that, it's time for the opening statement. You know, it's hot outside. It must be summertime. I just got back from vacation just before this show as well. Summertime makes me a little bit nervous, and you vacationing makes me a little bit nervous, and I'll tell you why. If you're like me, when we're out on vacation, we want to stay. We don't want to go back. We want to buy a little piece of wherever we're visiting. That's why timeshares are so popular and why timeshare companies make so much money. It seems to me that we have four options when it comes to vacationing. Number one, we can buy a second home. Buy a condo on the beach, buy a house on the beach. Number two, buy that timeshare. You know, we go to the resort for the free week or whatever we're going to get, and all we have to do is take that tour of the timeshare. So that's the second option for vacationing. Number three, we rent a hotel. And number four, we use a service like Airbnb or VRBO, where you actually rent directly from the owners and you rent their condo or house or apartment, whatever it's going to be. Now, which one is best for you? Which one is best for me? I don't know. There are many variables that really are going to help us decide which of those four options are best when it comes to vacationing. Let's talk about buying a second home first. This is going to be a very, very simple solution. I want you to add up your regular mortgage payment plus what your mortgage payment would be on your second home or your vacation property. And I don't want either of those together added up to be more than 35% of your gross monthly income. Now, this is a conservative approach, because some people will even tell you your regular mortgage should be about 35% of your gross monthly income. But I don't think that you're ready to buy a second house with everything that comes with that unless it's 35% or less of your gross monthly income, adding up your regular house mortgage and your second house mortgage. People don't understand. The second home, you have a mortgage payment, but what about DirecTV, cable? Just the fact that you're going to be out there, you're going to want to go to dinner more. There are more expenses that come with the second home than just the mortgage payment. So mark my words, 35% should be the total mortgage payment compared to your gross monthly income for your first house and your second house. And look, if you have questions and you want to see if you qualify for a second mortgage, call us. I have people standing by right now who can get you pre-qualified. 407-205-0400, timeshare. Very simple rule I have for timeshare. Number one, go take the tour. Get the free week. I don't care. Do not buy the timeshare if you're drinking, all right? You're on vacation. If you're out there drinking, don't buy the timeshare. It's a very simple solution. Also, don't buy the timeshare that day, okay? They're going to say, oh, you can only buy it today. This price is only good for today. Not true. Wait until you get home. Spend 3 days at home, right? Get back home in your grind at home for 3 days. And then if you still want to buy that timeshare, go ahead. I'll be honest with you. I rarely see timeshares work out for people. I mean, I have a lot of friends in the timeshare business, and I imagine there are some good ones out there, but it's rare that I see a timeshare really work out. So buy it sober and buy it when you get back if you're going to do the timeshare route. Lastly, hotel versus Airbnb. Here's the biggest difference. I love the Airbnb, VRBO thing because, especially if you're going to stay for several days, especially if you have a family. I mean, you're renting a condo, you're renting a house. You can go to Publix and stock up on groceries. It seems to me the biggest expense on vacation is when you go out for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's where the expenses really rack up on vacation. When you rent directly from someone and you bring the groceries in, I think you can save a lot of money that way as well, as opposed to a hotel. When you stay at a hotel, typically you're going out for every meal. And then also when the hotel says it's $199 a night or $220 a night, when you pay that resort fee and then the taxes and all these other fees, it seems like it's $100 more per night. So the hotel always seems to be a little bit more expensive. I think a hotel is great for a quick trip, but if you're going to spend a week with your family for the summer, I highly recommend checking out Airbnb or VRBO. If you have any questions, 407-205-0400. You have power.com. Let's get right to the show today. To my left, I have Jesse Rottinghouse. He's with Compass, Florida. And to my right, it's Jack Louise with the Jack Louise team of Selective Realty Group. Thank you guys for being here very much. How are you today?
Thank you. Great.
Jesse, it's been a while, Jesse. You know, you and I have probably worked on hundreds, if not thousands, of short sales together over the years. You were the agent. I was the attorney sort of negotiating the deal. Are you still seeing a lot of short sales out there in the market?
Not as much as there was before.
Yeah.
For sure.
And tell me a little bit about a short sale, because I think people get confused when they hear short sale. Even though we've heard about it for years, I think we're still confused as to exactly what a short sale really is. What is a short sale?
Well, clearly it's when what they owe on their property, the property's not worth that anymore. So they're going to negotiate with the bank to be able to short sale. If they owed $500,000 and the property's only worth $300,000, then they have to negotiate with the bank to see if the bank would take that short.
How long does a short sale normally take? It's not a short sale, is it?
No, it's not short at all. In fact, a lot of times we tell buyers to stay away from them just because they could take anywhere from 3 months to 3 years.
Right.
And we've had some that have taken 3 years.
And do you think as a buyer you can get a good deal by buying a short sale, or is it just like buying a regular house?
Well, in theory, you could get a good deal. However, because of that time that is uncontrollable, how long it could take, you could have rates change multiple times. You could have your finances change multiple times. So that good deal that you think you're waiting on ends up being not a good deal in the long run, where you can go find a good deal, out there in the market today.
Let's say that I am a homeowner and I am still underwater in my house. What are some of the advantages to doing a short sale versus just letting the house go to foreclosure?
Well, no one should consider letting their house go to foreclosure, because a lot of times what happens when that when that situation comes up is they're just afraid to have a conversation, period. Like they're afraid to talk to their neighbors, they're afraid to talk to an attorney, they're afraid to talk to a real estate agent that knows what they're doing. So they're just fearful of their situation, which is totally understandable, because when you're underwater, I mean, you're just trying to swim out, right? Yeah. On your own. But the first thing to do is to consult with a real estate agent that knows what they're doing, and consult with you or as an attorney to be able to just have the conversation to see what the options are.
There are so many television shows on TV now. Flip this house, flip that house, flip I don't know what, right? There's so many out there. So it seems like there are people making money flipping houses, I guess, still, or at least television stations are. But as a regular investor, is there still money to be made flipping houses in this market?
Yes, there is.
How do you
However, the show definitely brings more investors to the table. Everyone wants to do that, and in theory, when you watch those television shows and it only goes over, the acquisition, maybe what the costs were to do the renovation, and then it shows their profit, they're not real numbers. Most people are not dealing with cash; they're using hard money. So you have money factors that are involved into it. So, I mean, what's happened in our market is because there's more investors in the market, that the margin of profit has been decreasing. Right. So a lot of investors have to do more in quantity. So what affects the single investor is that they want to go out and do one deal, but it takes them 6-8 months and they only make $10,000, $15,000, and then you have to factor it in. Okay, well, was that worth my time? So. Yeah. But there are still deals out there for sure.
And when you work with investors, how do you typically see them acquire the real estate? Is it short sale, just a traditional sale? What's the best way to actually purchase the property that you're going to flip?
Believe it or not, there's multiple ways of doing it. I think if you have a really good real estate agent that knows what they're doing, sure, they can find deals that are on the MLS. But there is a word out there, like everybody drives around and you see in the streets those little white chloroplast signs that say, make millions and call this number. Well, a lot of those are wholesalers. And the funny thing is that wholesaling could be a bad word in real estate, but it's really not. If those guys and gals, those people are out there scouring the MLS constantly every day, that's their job. So they're finding deals. Now they're locking it up and then they're selling it to you in their contract or in their inspection period. But at the end of the day, if you were at work, and you're on your day, if you were, had a day job, and they bring you a deal that you would have never even found, right, or it was gone, or it had 15 offers on it within hours, you still should consider it if the numbers are there. So that's ways, and then letters and all kinds of other.
What is a wholesaler?
A wholesaler is a real estate agent that goes and puts a property under contract and usually will flip that contract to an investor for a small fee. So they'll do contracts assignable, and they'll assign the contract to someone for a fee. So if I put a contract on a house for $100,000, and I have an investor that'll buy it for $107,000, then essentially I'm the middle person. So it's an A to B to B to C transaction. The wholesaler is B. So they make that $7,000, but they never transacted. C's money closes it with A. So that's kind of what wholesaling is.
You know, I get a little concerned, Jesse, when I see someone who is doing a for sale by owner. They're like, you know what? I'm not paying this real estate agent 6% of my profit on this deal. I'm going to do for sale by owner. So I wanted to bring you in here today because I wanted to show our audience a little bit about what a couple properties that you've sold, you know, and what they would have sold for had you not been involved versus what they were sold for because of your advice in getting them sold. So,
Sure.
Phil, I think we're going to start with Black Bear Lane. This is out in Winter Garden. Now, describe how this process worked, what the offer was before, what it was after.
Well, so this house is yes, as you said, it's out in Winter Garden. It's on 5 acres. It's in a rural part, but the owners were considering selling it. They did reach out, and they were getting offers that were 4 to 4.25 as is, because the house was pretty beat up. However, I consulted them to spend just $25,000 on doing minor things throughout the entire house, like the interior and the exterior, and we ended up getting them $550,000 with multiple offers in like 5 days. So,
Wow.
you know, again, the hard thing is they could have taken that, you know, $425,000 offer and had less cost, but they wouldn't have made, if they spent 25 to make a gross of 125.
Exactly.
That's a massive return on 25,000, but they wouldn't have known had they, you know, did not have the professional consult, you know.
So you come in and you essentially make $125,000 for these people because you know what you're doing. You're a professional real estate agent, someone who's selling the house by themselves. They have no idea.
And I'm okay delivering bad news.
Yeah, exactly.
Or delivering that difficult news, not bad
Absolutely.
news. Like, it's tough to come in and say, hey, you need to spend money in order to make money.
Right. Let's say that I only have $25,000 to put into my house that I'm getting ready to list for sale. What are some areas of the house, interior or exterior, that are going to really help maximize the value?
Well, the cool thing about the company I work for, Compass, they have a program called Compass Concierge, which they'll actually fund interest-free up to 3% of some of these repairs. So a lot of times, just paint, interior and exterior, as well as cleaning up, and then also staging is a really important thing. So we actually fund that for those sellers.
Really?
Yes.
I've never heard of this.
It's a new program from Compass, but
Wow.
what happens is they'll fund it interest free, but they get paid at closing, so that it gets reimbursed.
Sure.
But it's no cost out of pocket for a lot of sellers, which is phenomenal because a lot of where that hiccup is when they're about to enter the market. We need a facelift, we need paint, we need carpet.
And a lot of people simply don't have an extra $25,000 sitting around, or
Yeah.
if they do, they don't want to spend it on a house
And,
they're getting
and
ready
a lot
to
of times
sell.
it's not even total $25,000.
Yeah.
That was a big, that was flooring, kitchen, the whole kind of stuff.
Exactly. All right, let's go to Milan Drive here, another success story, and why I really am uncomfortable with for sale by owner. I think we have to get professional agents in there to list our properties if you want to get maximum value. Tell me about Milan Drive.
Well, so Milan was a little bit different because it was an actual investor. So it goes back to your question with regards to, are there deals out there? This was a deal that we found for an investor. It was an off-market deal, actually through a wholesaler. So it was, acquired for, I think, $130,000 and ended up selling for $230,000 in just a few days.
Right.
But they spent $40,000 in the renovation. It's mid-century modern, and it's just, this is sort of your typical, what you kind of see on DIY, but they made a decent return. At the end of the day, it wasn't, those quick numbers are not the actual, numbers, but at the end of the day, they made a decent profit.
Yeah, and I think that if you're going to try to flip a house, you need to be really careful because as those numbers do shrink, one mistake, you're losing money, right?
Especially for a non-seasoned investor, because you go in there and you're just looking and you're like, okay, and you're writing down flooring, carpet, whatever. But if you're not looking at plumbing, electrical, if there's aluminum wiring, that has to be changed. Plumbing, polybutylene piping, that has to be changed. Roof, windows, like all that stuff, you got to be able to quantify that to make it make sense.
Jesse Rottinghouse, he's with Compass, Florida, broker associate. What does broker associate mean?
Just means I'm no more than just regular agent.
Thanks for being here today. You're going to stick around for the real estate roundtable, I hope, right?
Of course.
All right, we'll see you here in just a minute. Now to my right, Jack Louise III. Jack Louise III, property team of Selective Realty Group. Jack, how are you, sir?
Pretty good. How you doing?
So you're a Seminole County guy, born and raised.
Yes, sir.
Oviedo,
Native.
Florida. What do you think about Oviedo? Because let me tell you, We did a lot of foreclosure work back in the day at my law firm, and everyone that came in from Oviedo, they were short selling their house because they were underwater, but no one wanted to ever leave. They all wanted to stay in Oviedo. What's going on up in Oviedo?
Well, it was the fastest growing city in Florida. Oviedo's a great place. It's that small town country feel, and A+ schools. People are coming there for their schools.
Right.
Yes.
Got it.
Awesome.
Well, if you step outside for 1 minute, it's pretty clear that it's summertime. Maybe not officially, but it's definitely summertime here in Florida. We hear all these rumors about summertime being the time to buy or sell real estate. It's hot in the summertime. Mm-hmm. Is this true?
Yes, it is. It is. Summer's a hot time. Everybody's wanting to get in before school starts. So right now, everybody's, hustling around trying to buy and get in before, the end of summer.
Yeah.
So it's a great time.
Do you think summertime, is it better to be a buyer or a seller or both?
I think a seller, actually. Seller's going to get top dollar in the summertime. The buyers are coming in, and they know they're going to get top dollar because the buyer wants to get in before school starts.
Yeah. Do you think there are times of the year that it's better to be a buyer or a seller, or bad to be a buyer or seller?
I think, right after Christmas come, January, February, March, those are good times for the buyer. Mm-hmm. Okay. Seller, they're going to get top dollar, come, June, July, August. Those are their months to shine. I really think they're going to pull the top dollar.
Got it. I know you work all through Central Florida, but it seems like Seminole County is sort of your bread and butter.
It is. Yes.
What do you see as the future of real estate in Seminole County? Because, look, I live in Seminole County, too. I love it up there, but we hear all about Winter Garden, Lake Nona, all these other things. What's going on in Seminole County now?
Seminole County really, the school systems are A-rated, A+ school systems, and I think you've just got more of your older homes with the bigger yards that the consumer's wanting. You've got anything from a quarter of an acre up to your 5-acre parcels, and it's just a lot more room. Bigger trees. Those old majestic oaks. You get down in Winter Park, you got those big majestic oak trees. You get into Oviedo, you get some of the huge cypress trees. You got a lot of lakes in Seminole County, so it's good. A lot of private skiable lakes. So I think, that's it. And you've got a lot of breweries that are coming to, Seminole County. I mean, Sanford as a whole, the downtown Sanford has just done a 360-degree turn because they're focusing on the breweries and the downtown on the water. It's a real hip place to be. I was there last weekend, and I mean, there's just so much to do in Sanford now.
If you haven't been to Sanford lately, do me a favor. Do yourself a favor. Go check it out. I mean, Sanford's it's turning into a cool town.
It's
really
artsy.
is.
It's really artsy. It's really cool. You've got some little breweries. You've got the cigar bars there. It's really up and coming. It's a new place to go. To go like a downtown Orlando, but it's right up the road in Sanford. So I like it a lot.
I think there's a misconception out there that some real estate agents are lazy, or it's a cush job. Oh, you just have to shoot a couple emails in the morning and then you go hang out the rest of the day. I do think that people really do think that. And I was talking to a pilot friend of mine. He works for Southwest the other day, and he said, Justin, you don't understand. As soon as I land that plane, I don't even think about work till I go back to the airport 3 days later. Is that how it is in real estate, or are you constantly attached to your phone, your computer, emails? It's a constant thing, is it not?
It's constant, 24/7, and let's face it, the consumer wants it right now, and if they don't get it now, they start to wonder. So it is a 24/7 job, but it's in my blood, it's passion. I really love the real estate business.
Talk to me a little bit about the life of a real estate agent. Talk to me about your daily life, because I do think there are people out there that think, you just go show a couple properties on Saturday and the rest of the week you have off. Tell me about your life.
No, it's like you said, it's constant. You got to have your phone on you. You got to be checking the emails. You're always, checking in and making sure that the deals are going through. Let's face it, you've got a buyer, you've got a seller, you've got title company, you got a mortgage broker, and then you've got, inspectors and appraisers and all these people that fit into this puzzle here. So you're dealing with multiple peoples. It's a fun business, but it's definitely demanding. But like I said, it's definitely in my blood, and I love it. But it's definitely a 24/7.
No doubt about it. I know you brought a couple properties here to show everyone at home. So you're ready to do a couple tours here with me. Let's go to Arden Avenue. Where is this, Jack Louise?
This is in Wedgefield. It's in East Orlando. Wedgefield's nice. It's unique. It is a golf course community. It's super cool. It's made up of quarter-acre parcels all the way up to, your 5 and 6 and 7 7 and 8 acre parcels. This one's brand new construction here. Okay, so this one here is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath with a 2-car garage. It's a little over 1,900 square feet. It's brand new. These houses are all block construction with stucco. Brand new. They come with a 2-10 warranty. And what that is, 10-year structural warranty comes straight from the builder. So your roof, your block, your walls, your flooring, all that stuff is structural, 10 years. We put a lot of upgrades in them. All wood cabinets, solid wood cabinets, granite countertops. You've got hardwood look tile floors throughout, carpet in the bedrooms, upgraded baseboards, vinyl windows, double pane windows. I mean, these homes are really, really nice. This is a brand new home you're going to get for $310,000.
$310,000.
Yep. And the good thing about Wedgefield, a lot of people don't know, you can get in there with 100% financing. They do use a program which is called USDA. A lot of folks don't know about it, but it is a 100% finance program that does lend in the rural communities such as Wedgefield.
Wow. If you have questions about financing or you're looking to purchase this property, give us a call. 407-205-0400. We'll hook you up with Jack Louise. We also have mortgage people standing by right now who can give you a pre-approval literally instantly. So give us a call. 407-205-0400. All right, Racine Street. Where is this?
Where are you seeing? This one's beautiful. This
That's
is in
nice.
Wedgefield too.
Okay,
now this is on 1.24 acres. Now this is a brand new custom built spec house. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath with a 3-car garage. You typically don't see a lot of builders build on a 1-acre parcel. Okay, there's just a lot more costs that come in with land clearing and fill and whatnot, but this one here is nice. It's a real unique piece. It's got a 3-car garage, which you don't see a lot of 3-car spec houses as well, because the lots are just too small.
Right.
They don't have enough room to put a 3-car garage, let's face it. So this is on 1 acre. It's got your wood look tile floors throughout. It's concrete block construction, stucco, and it's got a 30-year architectural roof. And the good thing about this one here is we did a 3/4 inch plywood pressure treated wood underneath that architect shingle, so it's not your particle board. Okay, it comes with a 210 warranty. It's got brick pavers throughout. It's got your landscaping package. It's got upgraded granite backsplashes, really nice hardwood cabinets, brick paver driveway, back porch, and again, it's on 1 acre and it is fenced in. Really nice house. This one here is priced at $449,000. Again, it is in that USDA zip code, which is that rural area that does lend 100% if you do qualify. Real nice house. Again, custom home, brand new, comes with the 210 warranty.
If I buy a house brand new construction like this, do I normally have the opportunity to like have a punch list or something? If I come in and there are like little things that are off, can I get back with the builder, or how does that work?
Exactly. So what we do before we close, we have the consumer come in. The buyer comes in with their home inspector and goes through the house just like a traditional sale. They go through there, they do their inspection, and exactly like you said, the punch list comes back to us. We go through it. We have the builder come in. If there's anything that's wrong, any type of nicks or anything that needs to be repaired, we come in, we get that repaired, and they sign off on it, and then we go to closing.
What are some of the benefits of buying brand new versus an existing house?
That house right there, those brand new houses, you won't touch it for 10, 15 years.
Really?
You won't touch it. No. You don't have any polybutylene piping. You don't have any, like Jesse said, you don't have the copper wiring. You know, you're not dealing with the new roofs. You know, those roofs there, you get 30-year architect shingles, you're going to get every bit of 30 years out of them.
What sort of technology are we seeing in new houses now? Like if you buy a new car, you assume you've got Bluetooth and all these sort of things. What sort of technology are we seeing in brand new houses now versus older houses?
Well, first is the irrigation system. They put what are called a smart system on the irrigation system. Okay, this way you don't get any overwatering. Okay, they've got rain sensors on there. They don't want to overwater too much, of course, to save on your water bill.
Of course.
Second is the thermostat. Okay, the AC thermostat's awesome now. Everything's programmed right from your smartphone, so this way it can help you save money on that electric bill.
Good deal. If you have any questions, 407-205-0400. We'll hook you up with Jack, or go to our website. We'll post these properties there as well. YouHavePower.com. Jack Louise, thank you, sir, for being here. You're going to stick around for the Real Estate Roundtable, I hope, right?
Thank you. Yes, sir. Thanks a lot.
And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Real Estate Roundtable. All right, let's go to Jeff in Christmas. He says, when do I know it's time to buy a second home? Jesse, what do you think? Never? I don't know.
Well, I'm a little jaded with the second home ideas because the availability of VRBO and Airbnb
Right.
nowadays, because I look at what that cost is, as you were talking about earlier. And if a second home is potentially costing, it's going to be more expensive because it's somewhere you desire more than where you're just living.
Right.
And you're spending, let's just say, I don't know, $2,000, $3,000 a month. That's $36,000 a year in just your mortgage alone, not all the additional carry. So you divide that out by the weeks, right? 52 weeks, and you're spending, I don't know, $700, $800, $1,000 a week. But if you really take into consideration your amount of time that you're going to go there, you're going to go there 4 weeks. Then you divide it by 4, and you're spending $8,000 a month.
Exactly.
So why couldn't you have a really fantastic vacation and spend half that for $4,000 and go stay at a mansion at an Airbnb? So to me, second homes, I think it really goes down to what you were saying as far as income and looking into that first,
Totally agree. What do you think, Jack?
I agree with what Jesse said. Income definitely number one. And number two is when you have that 35% down of the average 230, 240 price point, I believe, that's the time to really, pull the trigger.
Got it. All right, let's go to Susan in Kissimmee. She says, should my second home be a condo or a house? Jack, what do you think?
I always lean more towards a single family home. Reason is because they're going to pull more money for your rent now. Everybody wants a house, and if you do have to rent it, I believe your single family home is going to bring more money than the condo. Let's face it.
Yeah, and let's not forget, you need to be really, really careful if you buy a second home that's a condo, because there are so many regulations that prevent you from renting at all. So maybe you go in buying this second house thinking, oh, well, I'm going to buy a second home here, and I'll just rent it out and make my money back. Oh, well, no. The HOA says you can't rent it at all. So you got to be careful.
Exactly.
Yeah,
No, yeah.
That's big things to consider when doing that second home. Because even as Jack said, the single family home, you want to factor into whether you can rent it, so you can look into maybe you're VRBOing your own home to make some income as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. John in Lake Mary says, how long does it take to close on my property once I put an offer in? What do you think, Jesse?
Depends on the type of offer. Depends on your agent. Depends on the type of property.
Yeah.
I would say the average in the market is 30 to 45 days.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're financing, 30 to 45 days.
Gotcha. Brandon in Maitland says, I'm selling a property and buyer is getting an FHA mortgage. Should I be worried? Jack Louise?
No, not at all. FHA is a great program. It's a government-backed loan. It's awesome. I do a lot of FHA deals. It's an awesome program, like I said. And right now, these lenders, they're doing, most of the deals now are FHA, VA deals going on.
Got it. Melissa in Lake Mary says, I'm selling my home and my buyer wants to move in prior to closing as they're selling their home. Jesse, is that okay?
No.
Jack, what do you think?
No.
Be very, very,
No.
very careful. Jesse Rottinghouse with Compass, Florida. Thank you for being here, sir.
Thank you.
Jack Louise of the Jack Louise property team at Selective Realty Group. You guys come back and see us anytime. Great job today.
Thank you.
And if you're going on vacation, you know what I mean? I agree. I think Airbnb or VRBO really might be the way to go, unless you just have a lot of money sitting around. You know what I mean?
It's all about that return on investment.
See you guys. So thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
And most importantly, thank you for joining me today. If you have any questions about anything we talked about today, people are standing by right now. 407-205-0400. Questions on the website, youhavepower.com. I'm attorney Justin Clark, and I'll see you right back here next week for another edition of You Have Real Estate.